They have won 4 in a row. They've won 5 of 6. Actually, on this graphic, they would need a hell of a lot to go right, but they are still on the graphic, which is pretty amazing. They need Houston to lose out. They need the Colts to lose twice. Meanwhile, the Ravens keeping the pressure on Pittsburgh, who is squarely in the mix here tonight. Those two play right here, Week 18. One team missing from the graphic who has been on it and a fixture in it. Playoffs and, frankly, the Super Bowls lately, that's Kansas City. They were eliminated from that playoff picture yesterday. Joined now by Adam Schefter. And not only that news yesterday, which is a stunning end to the playoff participation, but news, Adam, that will impact them moving forward with the ACL and Patrick Mahomes. What do we know about that a day later?
Well, Scott, the playoff picture looks very different, and so does the landscape of the National Football League without two of its biggest and brightest stars. Patrick Mahomes does have a torn ACL. He's going to travel to Texas to meet with doctors to go over surgical options to repair his ACL. Typically, when players have their ACLs repaired, it's about 9 months, which would put him on track to return mid to late September, which would jeopardize the start of the 2026 season. But Mahomes is built different. He could be back sooner. He'll certainly be pushing in rehab. And the same will be true with the Packers standout edge rusher, Micah Parsons, who also tore his ACL yesterday. The moment he did it, everybody knew it right away. You can see non-contact, grabbed the knee, went down. The MRI today confirmed what everybody suspected, and like Mahomes, it'll be a roughly 9-month timeline. Micah Parsons posted a picture on social media of a tiger, said see it in September, so both he and Mahomes will be pushing to do everything they can to get back. But for now, the Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs, and the Packers are going to have to scale a mountain without a real difference maker on the defensive side of the football.
Adam, thank you. More to come from our senior ESPN NFL insider, Adam Schefter, as we continue. Swag, I want to start with you in this Green Bay team. Tucker Kraft, an impact player on offense, lost earlier to the ACL, now Micah Parsons. Next man up, the next man ain't Micah Parsons. Right. They've got a talented defense. Do they have enough to make a deep run without him?
I still believe they have enough, but the difference is that they signed Micah Parsons to win a Super Bowl. And we saw his impact on not only Green Bay's defense, but the impact that he had on everybody else around him, the other 10 that was on the field. Jeff Hafley made it known early that we're going to put Micah Parsons in multiple spots and let him dictate how we play defense and how offense have to operate. You lose an element of that. It's one thing that I'm focused on, and I love him to death like a little brother. Rashawn Gary got to show up big time for this football team, and he has the capability. He's done it before. He's a big-time player in this league from the edge. He's not Micah Parsons. That's not what I'm saying. But what he is a game record when he's on. And from here on out, especially in the NFC, when we watch these games, the Rams, and we saw Detroit yesterday, if you're going to be one of those teams that's going to have a chance to win a Super Bowl, you're going to have to not only get stops, you're going to have to make big plays on defense, and that's what they missed with Micah.
RC, Sean Payton said a couple weeks ago he had a Super Bowl team. Then they went out and beat a Green Bay team that we all believe is one of the very best in the NFL. 11 wins in a row. Is it time to say that's the team right there that needs to get more love than they're getting?
Yesterday, they won in the way we needed to see them win in order for us to believe that. Let's be honest, the one thing that made you hesitant about the Denver Broncos was the inconsistencies at the quarterback position, the highs and lows that we would see from Bo Nix. There were plays that he would make sometimes that would go above and beyond the X's and O's, and you would see the athleticism, you could see the rifle arm. Yesterday was the game that he put it together start to finish, the way that he eluded the rush and created second chance play opportunities, but the way he dissected the zone, and then the two big shots to Cortland Sutton, the main one being the 4th and 3 to get them in position to score the touchdown that sealed the deal, was one of the best throws that Bo Nix has made in his NFL career. That team yesterday with the Patrick Surtain that makes the play of the year from a defensive back position and a quarterback playing at that level, that team can win a Super Bowl. Yeah. They have to be one of the favorites.
Would you echo that thought on Denver?
Absolutely. I think they're playing their defense is loaded throughout. The big question has been Bo Nix the entire season.
Yep.
And he played the game of his season last night. So I don't see that anybody in the AFC is a bigger threat than the Denver Broncos. They're the most complete roster as far as from the outside looking in, no question.
And also, too, like we've seen Bo Nix play very well in fourth quarters. And those games were games where the defense carried you for 3, kept you in games where you didn't play well, and then you found way to get a win. They were in that game yesterday because of Bo Nix, because early on, Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs were playing out of their mind, and Bo Nix kept them in the game, then he won the game.
RC, you make the phenomenal point that you make. You make a lot of them, but the one that you make, and what it made me think about is Bo Nix played the boring football at a high level.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to take sometimes to win Super Bowl. You got to operate from the pocket. Your quarterback, for instance, in the Super Bowl, operating from the pocket, pushing the ball down the field, not using his legs, playing with rhythm and timing. And to see that yesterday is what tells you that.
It's 11 consecutive wins. It's also 11 consecutive games where they have erased a deficit. That's a habit you don't want to get in, but it's a great habit if you can figure out how to erase it and end up winning, which they do. They might win the AFC West. We know Kansas City will not win the West. They will not be in the playoffs. And now, Jason, they have questions moving forward about next year. That's the great mystery. We don't know what will happen with Patrick Mahomes. But as you look at this Chiefs team, I know you're an Arrowhead yesterday. Yeah. In terms of what they've got to address, where do you begin?
I don't think they're as far off as a team that you would see out of the playoffs right now. But it was a very weird feel. I mean, I've never been in Kansas City to watch a game in a regular season, and they're not getting ready for a playoff run. That's the first time I've ever been there, and they've been eliminated from the playoffs. This is a very different territory for a lot of the players in that building, for that organization, the way they've handled themselves the last decade, basically. And I think they have a lot of good pieces. I think they have great coaching. I think they need to up the high-level star players. I think that they're missing the guys that stress the defenses. I think they're missing some guys that stress offenses on the other side of the ball. I think those high-level, talented, blue-chip guys, it feels like, those are the guys that they're going to need to really turn this thing around.
If you want any indication of how Kansas City approaches business, Chris Jones didn't know they were eliminated.
You said,
yeah. So what that tells me is that wasn't a conversation in their locker room. The conversation wasn't that, we might not make the playoffs. The conversation was, let's go out here and win this week, because that's what that team has done throughout its entire dynasty. But Jason makes an important point in saying you have to up the level of star game-changing talent. 87 has always been that, right? 95 was that. 15 has been that. But you have to have it in different places so those guys aren't so dependent on what they have to do, and you can win in other places.
Go ahead. Here's the other thing, the response. I want to see the Chiefs respond.
For sure.
Front office-wise, coaching-wise, player-wise. New territory. You know this season is done. How are you going to respond off-season and win the next one?
There's some eerie parallels to the accomplishments of Mahomes and Brady before the ACL injury. Now, Brady's was early in the season, but those that decided that he was done were wrong because he doubled his ring output after the injury. I'm interested in the response as well. I think everybody's probably curious about what your brother will do. You went through the process, and I understand he'll have a process to go through. Is there a sense of how he'll approach that?
Well, I'm curious, too. I think it's, I think you have, in my opinion, to nail that decision, you got to step away from the game for a little bit. Play these last 3 games, enjoy them with your teammates, enjoy them with your coaches. The team's going to be different no matter whether you come back or not next year. So enjoy these last 3 games, and then let it sink in. Let it. It'll come to you with time. I think you can't. There's so many emotions with this game right after a season, especially with the way this one's been. It's been so up and down. I mean, they're 1-7. One-score games, like they've been close, and for right now, it's just too fresh. You got to step away from it. You got to think about it, and then it'll come.
I'm very sorry, Marco. I just want to say that it would feel extremely odd if somebody other than Patrick Mahomes throws Travis Kelce his last touchdown. But I think of my friend Mike Tirico, who put it brilliantly years ago when we did a radio show for a minute together. He said the hardest thing to get right in this game is the dismount, because so few players, even the greatest of all time, your brother's certainly one of those, are able to stick it the way.